Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. And Oklahoma City is where we'll be going just moments from now, as the Thunder will be going up against the Denver Nuggets. Well, for Denver, 2 games into the season series against this team, they're tied at a game apiece, looking to grab the edge tonight. One of the guys to watch tonight, Monte Ellis, such an explosive player at times, really dangerous when the fourth quarter rolls around, Shaq.
Yeah, Ellis, a.k.a. Baby AI, still has the speed to force defenders off of him. He's improved in the mid-range game also, but he can punish teams, especially if they disrespect him and give him space.
Well, the best thing that he can do is create for himself. That is a talent, to be able to get that many shots off at that clip, because consistently he can get off 4 or 5 shots in 5 possessions. That's impressive.
Is he going to be an all-star one of these days?
When his team wins and he has these numbers, he will be an all-star.
With the game about to start, we head to Kevin Harlan. He's got the call.
It's an all-Western Conference matchup in today's game as the Nuggets come into town for this one. Glad to have you with us for more NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. Thrilled to be back in Oklahoma City. The Thunder ready for that home court advantage. Pretty much the heart of the NBA season, and reflecting on how they've been executing, it has been solid.
Well, there's no place like home, Kevin. It's always nice to be in familiar surroundings around those that...
Thunder trailing by 5, and for the Nuggets, Chandler and Fareed are at the forward spots. Harris is out there with Moutier. Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession. And now let's take a look at the most efficient scoring teams in the NBA. In third, the Thunder.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
Beyond the arc, and there's 3 points. The long-range shot is on target from Fresh.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open?
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was...
And a switch here also for Oklahoma City. Fresh is checked in for Durant. Fresh. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And so it's a close.
Kevin, there was a...
And we welcome you back. So no problem for Oklahoma's.
Well, guys, I'm here.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the... Russell Westbrook. He had an outstanding... And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious...
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Detroit Pistons. And guys, for the Pistons, they're sitting at 500 over the last 10 games, kind of treading water. They'd really like to make a splash over the next few games. And if you've been watching this team play lately, you know who they've been getting the big baskets from? Freak! He's been on a tear. How's he gotten so hot, Shaq?
Well, you know, he's letting the game come to him on the offensive end. He smells that barbecue chicken down there. You can't guard this man one-on-one. Well, lick your fingers. The barbecue chicken is hot and crispy.
You're making me hungry right now, but...
Crispy barbecue chicken?
Ooh, I just can't wait. You make me hungry. Is it lunchtime?
Yeah. Wow.
We got it some time. But, you know, he's not settling for any look either. This guy is very versatile. He'll take you inside, take you outside. He's the kind of player that seems like he's a step ahead, like mentally. Like he has this mental telepathy that goes on and goes. He knows what you're thinking.
It's an interconference contest here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, as the Thunder play one at home. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. You look at Detroit. It's an opportunity for them to play in a heated matchup like this, to play your best basketball. These are the games, guys, that show how well you match up against the other great teams in the league.
And I think for the Pistons, every NBA season, there's always going to be some big surprises in store. And I think this season, they'd have to be considered one of the biggest.
Well, for Detroit, their last game a loss to the Magic.
And I really felt in watching that game that they needed to abandon the three-point shot. It wasn't there. The percentage was horrific, but yet they continue to try and knock them down.
And I really think that's what did them in. I mean, sometimes it's just not there for you on the perimeter, and you can't try to shoot yourself out of a bad shooting night from outside.
And a moment now to reset the lineups. There with Fresh, and it's Stauskas in at the 3 slot.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Dion Waiters checked in for Fresh. Morris with the bucket.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside.
The Thunder. Durant's checked in for Adams. Ellis comes in for Dion Waiters. Payne, he's checked in for Stauskas. And Fresh subbed in for Russell Westbrook. And then for Detroit, Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Bargnani has checked in for Detroit. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. Block shots.
Hakeem the Dream, certainly one of the greatest all-around players to have ever played the game. An endless array of offensive moves down low, no doubt. And defensively, his numbers speak for themselves. I mean, almost 4,000 career blocks. 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, just a legendary low-post defender.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
I don't know how they're in front right now. It's not easy to give the ball up as much as they have and still be ahead.
Double-digit turnovers in the first half. My bad.
And that does it for the first half of play. It's the Thunder up by 10. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Russell, you've played with such force throughout the first half. What's fueling the way you approach the game tonight?
Just trying to stay in attack mode, man. Moving.
All right, listen up, guys. Way to come out strong in the first half. Taking care of business. TCB.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments.
Talk about being on his game. Look at the numbers for Jackson. He's got 13 points and also 3 steals. He's given them a lot with his passing and with his defensive work.
How about the activity of those hands here today?
Checking out the group for Stan Van Gundy to start the second half. Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Tobias Harris is out there with Taj Gibson. And it's Drummond in at the center.
And he could be the guy.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win.
Kevin is...
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Durant. He had an outstanding third quarter, whatever they needed in terms of... And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening.
On some chill, we go 0 to 100 real quick.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
With the Diesel and the Jet, this is Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Houston Rockets. Taking a look at the Rockets, they'll be up for this game, facing the team that defeated them in the conference semis last season. This is one they've been waiting for. And as we reach the midway point, Kenny, still a lot of games left on the schedule. How do players cope with the wear and tear their bodies go through?
Well, a lot of times when you're mentally or physically tired, you know, you could sit there and all of a sudden you misquote things, you missay things here on the analyst desk. On the basketball court, that's turnovers, that's missing assignments, missing rebounds. Same thing. Like, I know this is our, 82nd game this year. You're starting to feel a little bit. That's how those guys feel.
I didn't know the midpoint was the 82nd game, but anyway, injuries start to take a toll.
No, but we've done 87 2 games. Doesn't mean the team.
We've done a lot of games in our role here in the.
Hello and thanks for joining us, 2K Sports fans, for another exciting presentation of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And joining us in a bit later from the sidelines, Doris Burke. We'll see the Houston Rockets facing Oklahoma City. And Michael Beasley continues to remain sidelined with the injury.
Yeah, that is really tough, Kevin. You never like to hear the sound of that. They're going to miss him, and by all indications, they're going to miss him for a long time. That was the exact opposite of the news they wanted to hear.
And it does, you're right, sound like a long road ahead for him to get back on the court. But listen, he's a pro. You know he'll do everything.
For the Houston Rockets, they come in off the loss to the Bulls in Chicago.
Guys, it was like there was a lid on the basket in that game. No matter how many plays you make at the defensive end, hard to overcome.
Rockets leading. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little.
Guard us on the perimeter. Let's spread the floor. Top. Spacing, fellas.
Fresh is checked in for Stauskas. Thunder trailing by 11. Fresh. A quick shot there, and it's off target.
Yeah, real nice shot selection there. I guess he's working on his buzzer beater form.
That's a reach, but perhaps that is the case. Or maybe he was trying to knock a bird off of the scoreboard.
Is about right. Because I still can't figure that one out.
No, I see no birds up there.
No.
And the foul called on Freak. And so that's the end of the first half. Rockets lead by 10. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
OKC.
Okay, everybody, pay attention.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment.
Check out the game for Booker. He's got 11.
So we see the Rockets taking the win.
I don't feel it, Freak.
Yeah, you got us this time, man. We're going to get you next time, though.
Not happening, Freak. Keep dreaming, though. Hit me up when you get a chance. Got some stuff to talk to you about.
All right, we'll do. Hey, I'm serious. We're going to get you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, James Harden. He simply had a dominant third quarter, and it quickly became apparent he wanted to exert his control over the tempo of the game. Let's go to Shaq. What can you say about his performance? And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure.
Make the 6 straight jump from SoCal, Hollywood to the slums.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And on tap tonight, it's the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder in their house, Chesapeake Energy Arena. And for Oklahoma City, they've gotten the job done in every way possible this season. They're sitting pretty with the best record in the league, East or West. And so for Kevin Durant, so many years in Oklahoma City, and I mean, this has been his franchise since he's come into the league in Seattle and OKC. Free agency at the end of the season. Shaq, if you're in his shoes, what sort of things are you considering right now?
Well, he's the biggest player to hit unrestricted free agency since LeBron's decision. So,
Live from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 2K Sports proudly brings you the Thunder at the peak at the Chesapeake Energy Arena. Last outing for Minnesota, the loss to Portland.
May have been the worst effort you'll see from them all season long. Even for a game they weren't supposed to win, it should not have been that bad.
Against a lesser team, that performance wouldn't have been good enough. But play that way against a good team, and you end up with an ugly result that they had.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves, the athletic duo of Levine and Wiggins on the perimeter. Downs is out there with Powell, and it's Rubio in at the point guard position. Here's Fresh. Second shot opportunity, and the layup is up and in.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
And that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. A tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
And really, given how they performed offensively, guys, they just never had a chance.
Yeah, and you can see their frustration growing and growing as they continue to come up.
That's on me.
Here's Rubio. On the court for Minnesota. Rubio and Levine teaming up in the backcourt. Gorgie Dang is out there with Wiggins. And it's Towns in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Here's Levine, and he misses the fast break layup. The Thunder leading by 13. Here's Fresh. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. Minnesota shooting reasonably well, 45%. Levine passes to Towns, and he gets it to go.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play him.
Here's Fresh, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for two. There's the foul. That's against Minnesota. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle sticks for the Thunder?
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And also, they've been really active on the defensive end in terms of applying pressure and coming away with steals.
Down low. And with that, the Thunder lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from Towns.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg. They've allowed.
In for the Timberwolves. Gary Neal comes in for Zach LaVine. Westbrook passes to Fresh. Andrew Wiggins pulls it in. Timberwolves trail by 10, and they go to the intentional foul. And through the first half,
Kevin, you obviously found your rhythm offensively. Tell us how you've gotten into that groove.
Well, I'm just playing off of my teammates. They're doing a great job of penetrating and kicking, and I'm not trying to force anything. I'm playing my game with an offense.
Hey guys, great execution in the first half, but we still have a few things to talk about before we go back out there. We've been...
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
He created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him, for those of you that are...
For the Thunder.
Timeout call for the Thunder.
And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. The rugged duo of Ibaka and Adams in the middle. Ellis is out there with Fresh, and it's Durant in at the three, the small forward. That's the lineup out there for the Thunder. And the foul called on Freak. And so he's picked up his... So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This game may not...
Hi, Kevin. Well, much will be made of the scoring that you had here.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Durant.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
This is what you love to see out your star players. He's the guy you rely on to give a team a win. Both ends of the floor show.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm here with Shaq and the Jet. And coming right up, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Dallas Mavericks. And guys, for the Mavericks, they'd like to play well to start this season series. They haven't forgotten how this team knocked them out in the first round last season. And All-Star Weekend approaching, always a big stage, but how desirable is it today for players to be in a big market? Kenny, do you think that aspect is as important as it used to be?
No. When Miami Heat won the NBA championship, small market team, they're about 29th market. San Antonio Spurs win the NBA champions, small market team, below 30 in terms of U.S. cities. So, no, you just have to have – guys want to be on good teams, great teams. That's more memorable than being in a place that has late-night dining.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Kenny, but
And you've got it on 2K Sports for Wednesday night action in the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. We're in the great state of Texas, the home of the Mavericks, the American Airlines Center in Dallas. And, of course, Chandler Parsons. He's a guy that was sorely missed.
And as shocked as people are that they would trade away a player of his caliber, Kevin, they didn't just let him go for nothing. They got a lot in return. I think it's a deal that's going to really help him down the road.
And that's the idea. You want to build a foundation on which this team can continue to move upward. So certainly some fans unhappy to see him go, but fans will be patient, and they also continue to be fans.
Now the opening lineup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Durant, the 3, and Ibaka, the 4. Russell Westbrook out there with Fresh, and it's Adams in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And so it's Oklahoma City with it. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
They played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. Maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Oklahoma City's gone 1-2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's Westbrook. Here's Fresh. And that's going to be a turnover. They called for 8 seconds. And now look at the teams that have shot the ball the best over the course of the last month. Second, the Thunder.
And really, the basketball IQ has just evolved. Just the way they move the ball and share it. They always find good looks.
Chris Bosh is out there with McGarry. Then it's Weber. Then there's Anderson. And it's Holmes in at the 3. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. Here's Fresh. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change.
And looking now at some numbers for Steven Adams. Some impressive play from him over the last month. 6th in blocks, 12th in rebounding, and not many players convert opportunities inside as well as he. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And, his ability to patrol the lane is a difference maker for that team. Exceptional timing and anticipation.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Westbrook's checked in. Anderson right side. They set the pick. To the middle. Weber kicks to McGarry. And, yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. And that one misses. The Thunder leading by 6. Here's Fresh, and that one hits back iron.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it,
and he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
So he gets them both. We've got 13 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Out of bounds, Dallas takes possession. Dallas ball. There's 10 seconds left now here in the second, and the foul called on Freak. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Oklahoma City out in front, leading by a point. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Kevin, obviously a very close game. What has been your approach tonight?
Well, we're just trying to pack.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close game sees Oklahoma's.
Well, Kevin.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Durant. He's racked up a double-double with points and rebounds tonight, and that made the difference. A terrific. And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope
seen it before.